Welcome to OWAD today. I'm Sophia, piloting to the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpack some supposedly classical China era concepts. And today's word is liang, kind. Again, this is a very human concept because I'm not sure if animals actually judge people as kind or not. They probably only judge, is it a predator or prey? Right? Because everybody is somewhere on the food chain. But among humans, we probably have to tell people, I guess, in a similar fashion. Well, you don't have to eat each other, right? So we're among humans, we're not predator or prey relationship, but we could be like competitors for resources. People from different clan hold different ideas, the left and right, the blue and red, kind of a campy thoughts. So when it comes to humans, being kind as a general term, almost like it's hard to apply. It's too abstract. Um, so how Chinese express that? Simplified traditional looks the same 2000 years ago is like getting interesting. I can recognize something and something is totally like a mystery for me. So this is even like older rendering that looks visually interesting, almost like a human's face, like ancient wise old man's face. And this big circle in the dot is like a big, clown nose, something like that, right? It's like somebody's holding a chain like that. But this 2000 years ago standardized the script language. Um, Shows some of the pictures that get lost in here. Like this is hard to interpret. These boxy straight lines with some diagonal lines, that's harder to say what they are. But the ancient terms, you can see better how things stack up. So basically, there are three layers. The top is the mystery one that I don't know how to interpret. I don't see that icon that often either anywhere else. But the middle part, we all know, is energetic ball, which is the sun symbol. Even if it's squashed, it's not a perfect circle anymore. And by the way, who can easily draw a perfect circle? Ancient times, this is preserved by handwriting. There's no standardized like computer print. This is somebody draw it, and for hand drawing, that's pretty good. So this circle, this oval shape, squashed because it's stacked up icons, one of the three meaning maker components in there, and to save space, they don't need to be perfect circle. They, oval shape, good enough. And this sphere with one horizontal line that symbolizes energy, the heat and the light coming out of it. That's a human's definition of sun. So as somebody who grew up in solar system, this civilization, they see the sun as a time marker and also realize it's the source of energy. It's the life source, right? We circle around it and we live because of it. So that's the sun symbol. And then the bottom is hiding and eventually leading to the concept of death. The reason why is because this is a human figure, kind of again squashed. A regular human figure will look like this, but because it's in the context of three icons stack up, so it's like vertically squashed, it becomes like this. Now, this bottom left corner thing, eventually I figure out, okay, this is high ground. Top left corner is high ground. Bottom left corner is low ground. And so this is a person getting close to low ground. What is that? Originally, it could be like that person tried to hide out, say, enemy comes in town, you try to hide out to survive, right? But eventually, that hideout become permanent when somebody go underground permanently. That symbolize that person is done with this lifetime, and that's the death symbol. That's how I guess this burial of person underground that becomes easy way. or reasonable way, or humanly understandable kind of universal way to say that that's death, that's somebody gone underground. So this death symbol with the sun symbol stacking up with some mystery symbol on the top. Altogether, it means kind. How to make sense of that? Okay, so if we turn into this one of the renderings from probably similar era or earlier, that this death symbol is there, the sun symbol there, and then there is this two curvatures on the top, almost like eyebrows, but connected, right? Almost like that. We don't get to see such symbols that often. And for me, the best interpretation I can come from is like there is a separation. So it's two pieces. And this separation may symbolize you kind of be able to differentiate between, I guess, black and white, good and bad. So some polarizing forces that you can differentiate. You can tell. And the sun also, just like English, we have shed light on means you clarify a situation. You shed a light on, you expose it, so to speak, or you clarify it, illuminate it, right? All that English vocabulary also use the sunlight as the way of understanding. You finally see it. You see it as you understand it because the light you see in the light. So here with the sun symbol, it also kind of, okay, you see something, some truth, and you understand this two strand of forces going in two directions, that there is a certain awareness and understanding. And then I think the death symbol simply gives the weight of this weight of being aware that we're limited. We have limited time above the ground. And so before we go underground, how are we going to spend our life? And just seeing things in plain light, in left and right direction, this struggle, this binary thinking of humans, east and west, of this good, evil, light and dark, this yin and yang forces. If you see that clearly and live by that to your death, and that is a Chinese way visually express what kind should be, because Chinese also have this argument of, are we born a good or evil person? And I mean, these days we know things are contextualized. You cannot just judge a person out of the context of label them good and evil. And most of the times we are on a gradient somewhere on the spectrum of good and evil. And it's conditional. It's changing all the time. So there's no definitive answer of good and evil. And if you see that in light of this binary forces of everything, live accordingly, cherish your time above the ground. And that's, I guess, the beginning, the context we provided in this language of how to be kind, to see things as they are, to differentiate of the two forces, and to be appreciative of time above the ground. And that condition to be kind is, I think, is because how to be kind is to recognize that we're limited, we're all mortal beings, and we're here within this short time window and living under this complicated world. That the best you can do is to treat others as if you are them. So you don't hold you see them as they are. You're probably more accepting, and also accepting of yourself as well. And that is the foundation, the beginning of being kind. And being kind, of course, is always a choice. Do you choose to be kind at that moment toward a particular person? And I think in English, be kind means you don't hold ill will. But oftentimes humans make, our follies that we thought we were doing good for other people and end up at the reverse or the opposite of what we intended result to be. So we thought we're kind, right? Everybody like to think they are the kind. But sometimes it turned out not to be true. So to be humble all the time, right? So this kind is, I guess, the best I can lay out. And the pairing of the kind with other characters, shat, we explained that long time ago, is how to talk, this verbal communication, because how are we going to read other person's intentions? Besides the body language, most often we read from what they say, what they claim to be. And this talking under the sheep symbolizing, I guess, the best kind of talking. So you put your full good intention and to express yourself in a way that you're mutually kind to each other, verbally kind. So this kind versus this, I guess, cognitively kind because of the time limit and also that, in and yang, the best I can explain, right? This binary world and the spectrum of the binary and everything see clearly as if under the sun. There's no, I guess, see things as they are, as is, to be honest and to be verbally respectful together. This, even if it's translated as a kind, because both of them can be just simply translated as English kind, but they came from different sources, different inspiration, different analogies. And when they put kind together, it means kind. And English would like to add hearted because there is this distinction between interior and exterior. You can behaviorally display your kind, but your heart is like your real intention. You can, people can pretend. So when we say kind-hearted, that means when it comes down to it, the intention is good. It's not just on the surface level. It's inside is good as well. So 善良 in Chinese would be this kind-hearted. Your intention is good for the other person. 良好 means good. And we have this son and daughter. That's Chinese ideal family. Like you have both genders you in your offspring. So that's Chinese concept of good. That's a good combination. And then 良好, this kind of this, see things as is this accepting, this being honest plus the good. What is a B there? Okay, 良好 in Chinese. In school system, in our grading system, this would be not excellent, but passing. So it's equivalent of in terms of A, B, C, D, F grading in English. It will be kind of equivalent to B. It's not, outstanding. It's 良好. It's good enough. It's what it is. Let's be honest. But it's good. It's pairing. It's you have both daughter and the son, kind of good there. It's good enough, but it's not anything extraordinary. It's just passing it. All right. 良宵 xiao means night. So it's a kind night. And that's a Chinese way to say good times. And it's interesting that we use a 宵, this nighttime, as good time. Because my theory is because in agrarian society, daytime is used for work, for toiling in the soil, in the farmland. And nighttime is the only leisure time possible. So night is associated with this pastime time, right? And when it's young, it's good. Nighttime would be, in general, in today's terms of good times, which can occur any time of the day and a week of the day, because nowadays people have their special more diverse work schedules, and they may have time off, right, as well. So even if it occur in daytime, especially occur in daytime, probably, go out doing some sports, outdoor, whatever you love to do, play music, then that could be good time. And even if Liang Xiao came from this nighttime specific timing, but it can be equivalent to today's good times. All right, Liang, and I search on Unsplash. Okay, give them credit to search for kind. This is a hard concept, and I'm surprised like, there's no good expression of that kindness except like these two stuffed animals to show this companionship. This, they're good with each other, and there must be like kind toward each other as well. This at least behaviorally that shows kindness toward each other. And that's what friends are for, right? To be kind. Liang, thank you for your time. See you another